We say stupid shit every week on this thing, and we're like, should we be talking like this? We're supposed to be adults.
And then you gotta
but
like.
I don't feel like one. Like I thought there was like some like thing was gonna happen. And I was just like, it was all gonna click and come together, and I'd be like a put together adult.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that, and I'm almost 40. Like, just also now, I'm trying to stay young, so it's like the Benjamin Button, like trying to age backwards. I don't want to get old. I don't want to be stuffy. I don't want to do those things. I don't want to necessarily seem all put together.
Yeah.
It's more fun this way.
It is.
I like that. I gotta say, the pictures of the place look amazing.
It's so much fun. It's like the best thing ever.
Which is the one where it's like there's like a giant window?
Oh, so that's in Westbury. That's the new location. And like where you can climb is like their lead wall, which is like what I love doing, which you will not be doing. So like when I get you up there,
I'm not.
You're
going
gonna
up
go.
there. I mean,
And like even if you go
starting
5
out
feet
wrong.
off the ground, that's better than nothing. And you can just then say you did it. Like check that off the list.
She said the max is like 30 feet. That's
It's
not
like
that
30 to 40 feet, maybe 45, but like you don't have to go to the top, or I will give you like the easiest one that you could like possibly do. I can put you on the kids wall, which is
Like a bunny hill? You're putting me on a bunny hill?
the kids wall, the party wall, and like you can just
If you're
get
gonna
it done.
do it, you're gonna do it. You gotta do it right.
So then I'll put you on. It's like 5'5" to 5'13". I will not put you on a 5'13". I'll put you on a 5'5". And like you could like do a really cool thing on that, like hang and like take a foot off and like look like the coolest person ever.
We painted the studio in the back, the ceiling one time, and I remember you were trying to help, and we had this like huge lift from like Home Depot or whatever. This guy was up there painting, and like the whole lift was shaking. with him.
Oh my
And I was like, hey, "What's happening right now?" Like, I thought the thing was gonna tip
not
over,
good. It's
and it
not
wasn't
good.
because he was like rocking or anything. Like he didn't even realize he was shaking. Shaking.
Baby steps.
Even if I watch you, it's gonna affect me.
Oh, you then don't
telling
look
you.
at my Instagram.
I already did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, it affected me.
You saw me like taking huge falls too. Yeah.
Also, Vin sent us a video. He'll be there on Thursday. He's not here today. He sent us a video of some guy like going, and you could see that he's not hooked up to anything.
Oh God, yeah. I saw
Okay,
that
yeah.
one.
There's those people that are just like, I didn't clip into the auto belay. Auto belay is in itself where it's like you could just go by yourself and climb the wall, and then
Yeah.
like I just don't do that. I'd rather just like go boulder with nothing instead of like thinking I'm safe and then the machine doesn't work properly. So
Wait, that happens? Now
See?
he's just
I
got
mean, what
never
do you
going.
like?
So then don't do that. But like with me belaying you, I check the rope. I make sure the rope is all good. You are tied in and like you have a harness on. I have a device that like if you come off the wall, it automatically locks. And I'm also like making sure you go nowhere.
That sounds like
a
yeah,
lot.
that sounds like a lot of things.
Sounds
have
like
to
a lot of
happen
things
to make
need
sure
to
you don't
work.
fall.
Yeah.
But I'm like almost certified to be like an instructor.
Oh,
of this.
certified.
But you don't, that's the whole thing. You don't need to be certified to go and do this with your friends. People just go outside, go climbing, and just like do the thing.
I think that's what you gotta like put into perspective. Like little kids do the shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it?
I'll do it.
What do you mean? I'll do it. What does that mean? That sounds like if there's time.
I'm hoping I get there, and
There's gonna be time.
I'm
I will
hoping I
make
get there, and it's
sure.
like, is there a weight limit? And they're like 275. Perfect.
No.
290. Can't do
I'm
it.
bringing
Kurt, you're up.
reinforcements. Everyone is getting on the wall. My friend is coming. She's going to belay with me, and we will all have a great
Like
time.
I've told them months ago that I wasn't doing this.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean? Yeah, no.
I mean, you said that, but we just assumed you were that day.
We'll
like,
convince you.
Yeah.
Hurts out. I'm up.
Dying to get in. He's dying to get in over here.
I love it. I love it. I'll be at the end of the week.
This is gonna be.
Look, and he even knows the term. Look, he even said it right.
Yeah, it's because he reads books in the back.
Yeah, because I read books.
This is
I
gonna
see
be,
your ass crack enough. I don't want to see it from 30 feet up.
Nah, but dude, that's an elevated. It's a next level ass crack.
We just did pickleball, so this is gonna be a lot tougher than
How
Pickleball's
was
a lot easier.
pickleball?
amazing.
Easy.
We had fun though.
We did. It was fun. It was fun. It's like playing ping pong on a table. It's like standing on the table.
That's not for
What are you
me.
doing? What's going on? This is our resident
If that's how
crazy.
you're gonna climb the wall, you're right.
This is our resident
like-
crazy person.
Like awkwardly close, crazy movement.
Rob like will wait for like 10 minutes into the show, and then he'll be like, "Is everything all right?" I'm like, "Well, if it's not, we've already like."
Just checking.
Checks,
blow in the open.
Checks 1 out of the 3 cameras.
looks fine.
How'd you get into it? Have you always been into it, or?
It's like the typical boy-esque girl. Do you want to go rock climbing with me? And I was like, sure. I'd like taken my daughter for Girl Scouts in the past and looked cool. None of my friends were like ever into it. They were like, you're nuts. So I took that opportunity and I've just been doing it every day since then, basically for 3.5 years.
Wow.
But like, it's insane from how when I started, I couldn't like do anything. And it was like super discouraging. But now I'm like the biggest cheerleader for everyone else. I'm like, you got this.
That's
you
great.
can do it. Which is why I'm going to be like,
I
you
see.
can do it.
I see where the focus is being
Cheerleading.
put on.
Everyone's biggest cheerleader. And like, even if you don't get to the top, but I'm like, you tried it and like you were terrified doing it. And like,
Well, she said she's scared of heights as soon as she came in here, and
Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
I really am.
There's no way that you're scared. Maybe scared of heights is different for women than guys, but it affects my body.
So I will be climbing and I will have like the shaky leg. Like I will be up there and I'll be like this and my leg will be shaking. I'm like, my leg's shaking.
Still?
I can't do this.
Still?
Still.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's
Really?
a harder climb, but like also then there's bouldering where there's like no ropes involved. And that absolutely terrifies me. I've sprained my ankle twice. It is like not what I enjoy doing. And that I'm like, if I fall off of that, I'm like kerplat on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
Now, what does that
So-
mean? Explain what that is.
so what you'll be doing is like you'll have a harness on, you'll have a rope tied to you. So like even if you come off the wall, you're not going to crash to the ground. Bouldering, you're like just basically free climbing up to like 20 feet to the top. There's like a mark that says top, and then you like come down or you jump down off the wall.
But it's not like a straight wall. It's like,
No, there's some walls. It's called a slab wall, which is straight, and then if you fall off of that, it's called cheese grating. You could just like
hit everything on the way down.
slide on the way down.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
She's great. That's a great term.
Good term.
That is.
That is a really good term.
Or there's like more like overhanging where there's like features, but then like you figure like your body's on this, you have to be held this close. Your body doesn't want to do that. Like my ass just wants to fall to the ground.
You have to be super strong
I
for
think
that.
you're just
So-
describing gravity.
Yeah. It reminds me of like gladiators. Remember American Gladiators when they had to climb the walls?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like that like speed
That's
wall
what that
thing.
reminds me
Yeah. But so like when you say bouldering, that's an indoor thing or an outdoor thing or both?
You could do both. Outdoor bouldering is like exponentially harder and it's real rock. And like in the gym, everything's like color coded. It's like this is the route you need to climb. Climb all the yellow holds on this.
Oh,
Like,
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
That's why
yeah,
why
it's
they're
color-coded.
different colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Wait, what? So like
Like all the holdings have like different colors to it: green, yellow, red.
So if you go
that's a
yellow, you
path
stay
that you
yellow.
take.
that's the intended, unless you do the party wall and then everything's on.
Party wall. You don't do anything until you accomplish
There's like
the party
dinosaur
wall.
shaped holds. There's smiley face shaped holds. Does that sound more your speed?
None of this sounds like my speed. None of this. It's
You're the cheerleader?
I was just gonna film it
Okay.
and stay on the ground.
And then I'll film you.
Me try attempt.
Trying. One attempt.
I don't understand. Like seriously, maybe there's. I'm gonna keep on coming back to it. Maybe there's different forms of being scared of heights, but it physically stops my body from moving. Like I'm telling you, if you're up there, you don't even have to slip to affect my body. Like I'll be watching you,
And want to like die.
and it's like something internal that like it's hard to say. So like, it's almost like somebody taps you on the balls, like a guy.
Yeah.
But you don't get that pain. It like goes
Just
up
the
into your
heart,
throat.
like stop, like.
And I'll get that if I'm watching videos. Like I could when people work on the fucking windows.
Oh, I still get that
Skyscrapers.
too.
Yeah, like it's. So I don't understand.
I
how
could
you
never be a
move.
window washer or like clean the
Yeah.
windows. Like that absolutely terrifies me.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But is it so like for you, do you do it outside also or only inside?
I do it outside also.
See, because like that to me means like you can't like it's so much safer inside, obviously.
I would think so.
Less exposure because there's
Less
four
elements.
walls surrounding you,
Right,
so you
right.
feel like automatically a sense of comfort because you're like in this gym. And there's also like you have the gym staff, you have everyone that's like checking everything pretty regularly, like to make sure everything is safe and so nothing happens to anyone.
Let's
and
be
it's like,
honest. I'll edit it out. How many accidents a week?
oh, at the gym, I don't work at the gym, so I really cannot say.
You said
Like,
a week.
Yeah,
No, I'm like, no.
for it.
Like,
I was going
sprained ankles, like
Yeah.
and stuff, probably all the time.
Okay.
I've myself have injured myself, but nothing like serious. I have like scars, and I flipped upside down while climbing. Got my leg caught on the rope. I have like scars from that. I've like smashed my back into the wall. Like I also am just like kind of a lunatic, and I'm like not graceful at all.
From the start, like when would you say you got over like the fear of I couldn't do this? Or was it more of a fear, or was it just like a physical couldn't do it?
Fear and physical. Like when I started, I'll just say with like pull-ups, I couldn't do like a single pull-up. Like on a good day now, I could do between like 10 and 12.
Okay.
So like 3 years, 10 to 12
That's
pull-ups.
10 or 12 more than I could do.
But like I started at 0.
Right.
So you got to start somewhere. And I am still just absolutely terrified. Outdoors, like there's called multi-pitch climbing, where it's like, say like 3 of the 60 to 70 foot walls. And there's like 6 pitch climbs, 16 pitch climbs, 23 pitch climbs, where it's like over 1,000 feet. You're never going to catch me on that. Like
Right.
that feeling that you have,
Yeah.
however high, like that's what makes me like, I want to fucking vomit and I can't handle that. But you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's the joy of
Right.
it.
I
You
think that's
don't-
what everybody thinks of, though.
Well, that's, and like all the crazy movies where like someone's just getting dropped from like thousands of feet in the air. Yes, there are terrible, horrible accidents, but it's also like risk management and like making sure like all the proper things are in place and double checking each other. Even if you do it on the regular, which I do, it's like make sure knots are tied in your rope. Make sure like your device is like operating correctly. Make sure you and your friend have the conversation of like what the plan is before they leave the ground.
Right.
That's like mitigating risk.
Human air traffic controller.
Kind of.
You don't do it
Or-
by yourself, right? You can't do it by yourself?
Bouldering you can do by yourself.
Okay.
You can also do the auto belay by yourself. I don't necessarily recommend that. But and then everything else is like partner based. Or there is like lead rope soloing and like all of that. But that's also extra gadgets you have to do. You have to have a level of confidence in yourself to like do that.
Jesse's not going to pay attention to any of this shit.
No.
Like he's just going to climb a wall.
Well,
and
I'm
not
just
know
gonna
what
make sure
supposed to
he's
do.
tied in correctly.
Yeah, and then just let
and
him
then
go.
like I'll just belay him and
This
let
guy
him go.
has like the worst case of ADD
It's really
you've
bad.
ever seen.
Like it's really
Like we were like talking about pickleball. It was fun. We had a good time.
Right.
This guy was bad at
trying
it.
to learn the
Yeah.
rules. Trying
Serve, like understanding the kitchen, whatever the hell
Right.
that
Yeah.
thing was.
Yeah. Don't step in
This
the
guy
kitchen.
checked out after like 2 minutes and was like chasing butterflies around around the thing. But I think he might have done this before.
Oh yeah.
I think he took his kids or something
I could
like
see that.
So we'll see.
I could see that. But yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just yell at him like I yell at kids when they.
Oh yeah, definitely,
he loves that. He
definitely
likes
yell
that.
at him.
He likes
Definitely yell at him.
He likes that. So you've never slept on like the side of a mountain or anything
No,
like that?
I mean,
That shit
crazy,
is
too.
wild.
yeah,
Oh my
that's like
God,
crazy. It's
intense.
called like a bivy ledge, like on the side of the
Yes.
mountain, and like that's not for me.
That's not for you. Good. So you're smart. I mean,
And
that's
like
cool.
one pitch come down, 3 pitches, 3 to 5 pitches is like the maximum of like.
I don't know what pitch.
height
What do you
that
mean
I'll do.
pitch?
So
Oh,
pitch is like
that's how
between
you count
like
the height.
yeah, like
Okay,
so
okay.
like 3 of like a regular climb or 5 of a regular climb.
Got
Wait, but what's a regular climb?
Climb. So like 60 to 80 feet.
Is one
outdoors,
pitch?
45 sometimes. They're short ones. It really depends. Wow. Yeah.
45's high.
45. Like I get
But you
scared
know,
if I go up. Like you have to walk up to the top of like a slide at Split Splash and stuff. Like I get
Well,
nervous
like
on
which
that.
one?
Any ride. I
Okay,
have
but
to
like
walk
some
up.
of them at Swish Splash are like actually
Yes,
swaying
yes.
and like actually terrifying.
Yeah, you might be
So,
less safe
like,
there than on
yeah.
the side of a
You're
rock.
probably right. On the side of a rock.
You got like 2 high school
That
kids.
rock's been there for
Oh.
thousands upon thousands of years. That thing at Swish Splash has not.
Yeah, you've
That's
got
true.
like 2 high school kids that are lifeguards that were like
Yeah.
smoking weed during the CPR lesson.
Maybe
How do they
they
sit
are
up there?
lifeguards.
How do they sit up there the whole day? 8 hours.
Wow.
They're up there with that thing swaying and kids acting like fools.
I don't want to go. I gotta go.
Oh,
they
yeah,
stood
the-
alive for 3 hours
Then
with
the
their
ones that you have to
parents.
turn around. Oh my
and then walk
gosh.
down the whole thing, the walk of shame. That's
Like I went to an indoor. You ever go to an indoor water park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to Kalahari once, and a couple of the rides you got to walk up pretty far. All I kept on looking at, there's natural leaks, right? So there's leaks in these slides, and they say that they're natural leaks, like they're not just going to go and fix every leak that they find. all I do while I'm online is
Counting.
think about where I would have to go if this building started to collapse. Like, that's all I think about.
Yeah, you need medication.
Best escape
What
route.
medication is going to save me from
So,
that?
you're not having fun in that moment? Like,
I only have fun like when I'm getting to the end of the ride.
You're like,
And I
this is almost
survived.
over. We're
Yeah, when I
almost
survived,
done.
I'm like, woo, that was great.
See, the scary part for me is like the coming out of that water tunnel. Like the what's happening, it's like
Yeah.
pure chaos. You're like
I don't like
tumbling
chaos.
around and like, am I gonna drown here? That's my fear.
Yeah,
there.
I don't think I like chaos. I mean, I like the chaos part. I don't like the getting ready for stuff, being online, waiting
Sweaty
for somebody,
palms and like
people
everything.
running by you and not holding
now
on.
what percentage of people? It's a big sport.
It's getting bigger. I think during COVID, I'm gonna say everyone was like, I need to do something and I need to be outside. And they're like, climbing, sure. And then they
Right.
tried it then, and then like some of the climbing gyms too. But I didn't even learn of, well, not like I knew about it, but I didn't get into it until after COVID. But it's becoming more popular.
Is it more people doing it for fitness or people who are like thrill seekers?
I think it's a little of both.
Yeah.
Like some people, I'll say my ex climbing partner is like fast and loose, and like the higher the better.
Right.
I'm
You're
like,
just going after it.
yeah, and he's like, the harder, da da da. And I'm like, I still want to have fun. Like, I
Right.
don't want to be crying or like, I've had panic attack, like, breakdown moments. Like, I have it recorded where I like, this is hard for me. Me being up here, you're looking at me for doing this. Like, full on meltdown. Like, this person might need to be committed. Like,
Right.
losing it. Like, I don't know if this is safe for you to do anymore.
Right.
So like, it's all just variations, and I have better days than others. And other days I'm like, you suck. Like, what the fuck are you
Right.
thinking doing this? And other days I'm like, oh, I got this. I can do this. So it's all variation, but it's also like a form of therapy for me. And
Right.
therapy is too fucking expensive.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's one of those things too. I guess everybody's like trying to gravitate towards these things where it's like you can't be looking at your phone while you're doing it. You know, you
No,
kind of
full
have to focus
focus.
on what you're
Yeah.
doing, and like
It's
that's a whole
problem
thing.
solving. It's also like just being okay with failure, because a lot of climbing a route is failing and not getting it the first time.
Yeah.
So like if you're trying to have like a good day, maybe like don't climb that project that like you've been working on and you know that you're probably going to fall off of it and do that. But
so it's
like
kind of like a puzzle.
definitely a puzzle. There's definitely, it's called like reading a route. I'm a terrible route reader. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. And then like my hands are all twisted and I'm like,
Right.
fuck.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like pickleball.
pardon my like potty language. I like cannot help myself.
No, that's
No,
fine.
that's why we curse way too much on here. We're actually trying to do an episode where if you curse more than 5 times, you get kicked out. But
So there's going to
We're
be a
too-
room
we're
of
too scared to
empty
start it.
room.
Well, hopefully it'll be an empty room.
we're gonna have
Yeah.
people come in, not tell them that they can't curse, so you're in now because we know you curse. So if you get invited back and there's a bunch of people out there, probably the cursing episode.
I have to like check this in the back of my brain because I will definitely just like.
No, you can say whatever you want today.
I don't think I've cursed yet, so I'm just gonna say fuck right now.
I think you cursed. I definitely think you cursed.
But
It's just this like second nature, just rolls right up tongue. Like,
Absolutely.
I think I was listening to this podcast the other day, and like they were talking about how this guy, his favorite thing to ask people, he was like one of the founders of Airbnb, I think, and his favorite thing to ask people, especially people as they get older, is like, what do you have in your life that you're like a beginner at right now? You know, because like people get older, they feel like they know what they're doing, and it's like this is like a perfect thing. I feel
Yeah.
like very similar to like jujitsu and all those other things, where it's like shit's gonna humble you. You
oh,
know,
for sure. 1,000 times over, humbled so many times. I'm like, yeah, I'm so strong. And then just, I'm like, I'm not so strong. I can't do this.
but nothing in your background before you started to do this, like you'd think you'd ever be doing this, or was there anything that like
No chance.
nothing parallel?
Not even a little bit. And now like having a job where like my job is intertwined in climbing is like a whole nother like level of somewhere I thought I'd never be in my life at like
That's crazy.
38. Like started climbing at 35. Like what? Who
Right,
does?
right. Yeah.
But really grateful and like super happy with the trajectory that it's taken me. But at no point was I ever like, yeah, rock climbing, that's what I want
Saw
to
it.
do.
You didn't see it.
Yeah, no, like I was a fleeting thought in the back of my mind, like, yeah, I'll try that once. No.
So you just went on like a whim, like on a weekend, like let's just go and do
Yeah,
this.
he's like, let's go. I was like, okay.
And then you just fell in
And
love
then
with it.
fell in love with it. And then he took me outside one time, and like the first thing I learned how to do was like go down from the top. And then I climbed up.
Interesting.
Is that
So,
like a
like-
tactic? That's what they do?
So like rappelling down is sometimes what you have to do when you're climbing outside. And so you have to know how to do that. And for me, I guess it was a better way to start where it's like I'm at the top, like scariest part.
Right.
And like
That makes sense.
going down to the ground. And now I love rappelling. It's like one of the funnest things to do.
Is that a sport by itself? We don't have to climb back up? Because
No,
I'd
I
be
think
interested
that's
in that.
I think that's just accomplishment. I think it's just accomplishment of getting to the top.
And then like maybe there's an escalator or something. Brings you back up to the top.
There's ways to like assist in climbing in like a 3-to-1 to like help someone get up. And like there's other I guess gear. It's like hard gear and soft gear that you can use, like a ladder thing that will help like hoist you up sometimes. Like
Yeah,
if
you
you're
gotta-
doing rescue things or like
So like, does everybody
climbing.
have to have
We're
the
gonna
same
need some of
gear
those.
when you go out climbing with people?
so it's
Because like, what if you
helpful-
bought the cheap shit and I got like really expensive good stuff and like you're like, yeah, I'll hold your rope, and I'm like, I want you holding
got
my
mine at
rope.
Dollar
I'm
Tree.
I want you holding my rope.
Got my
You gotta-
what's the thing called? Little hook? The carabiner. Got my carabiner at Dollar Tree. Who's
Yeah,
coming with
so
me?
like I'm checking everyone's gear before I'm using it or trusting it because like I know what I'm comfortable using.
got the Walmart clip. I got
Yeah, some people because Amazon, right? You can buy
Yeah.
something like you can
Yes.
buy a carabiner on Amazon. It's like it's rated for this amount of weight.
right.
Do I actually know that to be true?
Right.
No. And like if I look and I see that it's not a brand that I recognize, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, where'd you get that from? Just Amazon. Be like, all right, let's use my stuff instead.
Yeah, that's safe. That's smart. That's smart. I think that's how like the Patagonia brand got started. Those little clips, like the
Oh,
guy-
yeah?
yeah. He couldn't find good ones. He just made them, and then he just started making all the other shit. It's kind of cool.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's just I know what I'm comfortable with. Some people may be more comfortable in using a certain type of gear.
Amazon
It's
brand.
tough to trust any of that stuff.
Yes.
What's the cheap one? Sheen. Yeah, I got my carabiners. It's Sheen.
Sheen or Temu?
Yeah, exactly. Alibaba. That's what
I got a 100-pack of carabiners for $10. Like
Yeah, they meant to held your keys on your.
I've like
key
given
loop.
some now I'm saying carabiners, key and carabiner mixed together. Given them out for work, and I'm like, please only use this for your water bottle or your keys. Do not climb
not
on
climb
this.
with this.
Like it is not rated for anything. Like you will injure yourself if you're trying to
my
climb on
gosh.
this. And like I have to give that
Yeah.
disclaimer. I can't not because the
People
one
lie about
person-
their weight and shit.
Not even that. Just one person will be like, "Oh, I have this extra thing I got." And
No, I know, but I'm
it's-
just saying, like in general,
Oh.
when you're working, they're like, "Yeah, I'm 175," and you're like 220. Like, don't bullshit me.
Also, it's kind of just after Thanksgiving. We know, you know.
to each your own. I'm gonna trust that people want to like remain
Yeah.
safe
Be
in
safe,
doing this.
Yeah, but I still think
No.
people like
No.
you go on a roller
No.
coaster. I think people lie. You go
No
on an
way.
airplane. Yeah,
I'm too scared that I'm going to go flying out of this.
No,
thing.
yeah, I wait for like people to be like, "Yeah, 250, you can't go on." I'll be like, "Okay, thank you."
I ate like 5 pounds of food today. I'm definitely over now. I can't go on.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
That's
yes.
like
Looking
no,
for ways to cancel.
I'm
yourself
not the
out.
one.
Yep,
I have like
always.
too many. Like I have 15-year-olds that come home too. Like I'm
Right.
like mitigating my risk where I'm like a little crazy and a little dangerous, but also like safe.
It's a
dangerous.
controlled danger.
Yeah.
It's a controlled.
We've been doing it for a while too. So,
Yeah.
have you seen anything like crazy happen to anybody?
I
Like
was
losing legs or anything?
no. I mean, I was not there. Like, someone did lose their life, like in an accident climbing, and
That's it.
it's hard. It sucks. But then you're like, how do you make this not happen again?
Right.
Like, what was going on in that situation that could have been avoided to not have this occur?
Yeah.
And there's a million
things of
yeah.
what. Yeah,
And I'm not going to speak on it. I'm not the one to speak on it. I was not there that day, so I'm not
Right.
comfortable speaking on it. But I just know that like there's certain things that you do every time you go climbing that will keep you safer than if you don't do them.
Right.
in the place this happened.
It was outside.
Oh, I was gonna say those.
And not
waivers-
even in the country.
those waivers
so,
finally worked.
I got to use them. So did this? Well, it's not the specific case, but like, had this person been doing it for a while,
Yeah.
or
And they were like
that
strong
kinda goes
climber.
into it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so like people just get complacent. Because if you're doing it all the time, you're like, oh, da, da, da.
Yeah, it's just
muscle
like any-
memory,
it's just
you
work.
think, and
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm gonna take a shortcut.
but I'm not.
Right.
I am not ever doing that. You are not seeing me
Right.
take a
Yeah.
shortcut. There is no need. I would rather, and like I've had situations where like my climbing partner and I had a plan before we left the ground, middle of the climb, it's getting late, hungry, whatever it is. They're like, I want to do this. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that. We agreed that we were going to do something different.
Yeah.
So like, all right, let's just go down to the ground then. That's the safest option
Yeah.
than us continuing up, me being uncomfortable and them just wanting to get the thing done.
Wow, imagine having that argument on the side of the hill.
I'd be
No,
like, let's
no.
just go down.
No.
This is why I highly recommend like don't climb with your actual real life partner.
A lot of, I bet you there's a couple accidents like that.
There
go
was someone
climb,
like
babe.
someone left their partner, tied them up, and like just left them on the side because
No.
like
They were
started
arguing?
getting questioned and like, you did this. Why did you do this? And like left the person on the side. I wasn't there for it, didn't see it. This is like heard through the
I'm sure
grapevine,
it's happened.
but I'm sure it's happened.
Absolutely.
Because you're like,
See you
oh,
later, bitch.
Definitely.
I have you stuck.
Scale
I
him
have you
down.
stuck. Or a guy that's done something and the girl's belaying him and like, I want to ask you a few questions.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
That's a nice move.
I'm not letting you down until you tell me what's up.
That's like taking the tie-in of the bed like to another level.
I'm a little bit crazy. I've never been that crazy.
I know how to get him to tell the truth. I know. That's nuts.
Wow. That's
So yeah, and also I think for me, I tried to like perform at a higher level than I was necessarily at to like prove I was like, I can keep up with you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
so strong. And like, I made myself miserable in doing that. So
Yeah.
like realizing like, you can be a couple, but just don't climb together.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a life-changing thing is when you realize in situations like what you do or just working out in general, like you shouldn't compare yourself to the people around you.
No, you can't. It's
just
really
you
hard not to.
versus
though.
the last time you did whatever you did,
Yeah.
you know? And that's how you got to kind of measure how those things.
You have to. Otherwise, you're never going to want to climb again because there's always going to be someone stronger than you at the gym. And like
100%.
little team kids talk about like humbling you the most.
What do
like
you mean little
like
little
at the
team?
gym team.
Oh,
like
team.
these team kids that are on the team like at the climbing gym and they're
Oh.
like just flashing the project that you've been working on for like a month. And they're like, let me just get on this as my warm up. And you're like, go cry in the corner because like, I can't do that. And the kid's just like, does it no problem. Like with his eyes closed.
It's because they're weighing nothing.
I was saying,
And no fear. and
that's
like,
what I was going to
fear,
say.
no-
It's
yeah.
probably more than that
yeah.
than anything else,
Yeah.
right?
I have so much I'm thinking about when I'm doing it. And like even things I think that happened like 10 years ago when I was doing whatever will like pop back in my head when I'm climbing and I'm like, what?
My fear is so bad. Like, you know, what the hell's that stupid place called? One of those.
Like the bounce place?
Yeah, but not a bounce place. It has climbing things and all that stuff. When my son, it's just it's just like pylons that just go up higher and higher and higher. When he does that, I freak out. Like just that, and they're strapped in. They're on a thing, but he runs up that thing.
I used to work
like,
at a
what?
school and their slide was literally just like a plank of wood. Slide with no sides. And like to
nice.
teach kids balance, but like talk about being a parent coming in, doing a tour of the school. And they're like, where's the slide? You're like, that's the slide. You're like, you want my 3-year-old to go down this slide with no sides on it? The kid's gonna fall over and crack his head open. We're like, well, how else does your kid learn balance? And like,
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's a new thing, too. You would ask my parents that, dude. I'm like, hey, it looks fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
it looks
just get
great,
slide
yeah.
down it,
You
no
know?
problem.
that's a small slide. It's not higher.
You don't want to put a cushion on the side, no cushions.
Just wrap them in some.
That's a new thing, though, and it's probably progressively gets worse. You know, everybody's just trying to protect their kids.
Yeah, but like, how else does your kid get
Yeah.
any sort of resilience if you're not like letting them get injured a little bit?
Yeah,
Or
I feel like. Do most kids that go there like their parents are doing it too, or they literally Yeah, they're watching.
See, I don't like
Yeah.
that, though. Because, like, how is
Like
the kid...
American Ninja
or
Warrior.
the
But is the
parents
kid
that are
making
too
their choice?
intense. The parents that are like, I'm not buying you ice cream unless you get to the top of the
Yeah.
wall.
No way.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
It's like,
I've called people out on it.
That's
Like
crazy.
I was like mid climbing, and the parents like, the kid's like crying, at the point where it's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like how you would be.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Thanks for the insult.
And the dad's like, you wanted ice cream? I'm not getting you ice cream until you get to the top of the wall. And I'm calling I'm like, that's bullshit. I'll go buy you ice cream, kid.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like everything else. It's like being a soccer dad. Or
I was gonna say baseball,
Just another
all that.
version of that.
Yep.
That's my question. Is like, how many of those kids want to do that versus like their parents like, you have to do this.
I think like a lot of parents are dropping their kid off for like
Yeah.
team, and the kids are just not doing it, that don't want to do it. And like the parents are showing up the last 5 minutes to pick them up. They're like, I climbed.
I did a little bit of
Yeah.
it.
Otherwise, they're like playing with their friends, or like you see them doing like the exercise at the end. And I'm like, talk about like the one kid to be like, I don't even know what they're called. I can't think, but like you're moving your legs like this, and the kid's
yeah,
like,
mountain climbers.
yeah, like whatever it is, and he's like, choo choo choo, like. You do not want to be here.
Well, Vin wasn't Vin was telling us that like there's only like two things like two fears you're born with as a baby, and everything else is like learned. And one of those things is heights.
You're born with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Like-
I feel better about life.
So do I. When he said that, I
Like,
feel much better because I
Right.
thought it was something that I just like learned from my dad, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Like if you put a baby like in a high situation, like they're gonna be worried.
right.
Yeah.
But you put a baby in front of like a pit bull that's growling at it, and it's
Right.
not gonna know the difference.
not gonna know
Those
the
are all like learned fears.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, that's true.
But heights is like one of the ones. I forget what the other one is.
And then the babies aren't scared of pools either.
right.
Right.
They'll just walk up to that shit and go in.
But like you can also get over a fear of heights, right? Like
Sure, you can.
even if you're
but I
born
don't-
with it,
I
right?
just
Like
don't
so.
see it.
But I don't know, how do you?
I don't
And you
know.
don't have any desire. You're just like, I'm
No,
okay.
I mean it's always a desire, but it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like you got to really test yourself
Maybe
a
like
bunch.
you need to be like hypnotized or something.
Yeah, but then I'm like,
That's
messing with
another
my
thing
brain.
you could do.
Or you could put like a pack of Camel cigarettes at the top. This guy will get up there fucking faster than anything you've ever
Come
seen.
on, bro. Come on, bro. It's been 8 days. Come on.
Does that make you feel crazy? Do you feel or any crazier than you
The
actually are?
the only thing that I feel like, but I don't know if it's just a lack of sleep. Like I feel like I'm seeing things. Like every once in a while, I like
do, like,
see-
double take?
Yeah, I do a double. I've noticed that, but I don't know if that's just me like not
before I
getting
quit
what I
cigarettes, those made me like a lunatic.
Did they
like,
really?
I did. Oh,
It's
this
better
is
than the
like a
gum.
long time ago.
Oh.
I never used the gum, but
Ugh, the gum is like gross, but your whole body's on fire.
that's like, what is it? Niacin
Did
does
you
that
quit?
to you. It makes your body like really like red and sweaty, and you feel like you want to like rip your skin off.
What is that?
Niacin?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
exactly what it does.
Ooh.
Isn't it? It's probably like in that gum.
Did you quit?
I do
Kind
that.
of,
I have an
almost.
emotional support vape.
Those things.
I don't even know what the hell's in that.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
anything going wrong with me is probably from that vape.
I don't know what it is either.
They also look so cool though.
They do look cool.
Oh, they have like talk about like marketing to kids though. It's like this cool solar system that lights up on like the sides of some of them, and I'm like, who needs that?
Soon it'll start making noises.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
start making,
Playing Barney.
songs.
Yeah, you can like connect. It'll be Bluetooth. You could like has a mini
Yeah.
speaker in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a marketing.
Well, I
thing.
noticed that
that's
was-
somewhere. That's a.
I was spending $420 a month on cigarettes.
So one of those vapes is like $18 to $20. It'll last me like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than 15,
Yeah.
16
And I
dollars
like-
a day.
It's the smell is better. Like I'd
Smell
rather
is
smell
better.
like a fruity
Yep.
like
Yeah, yeah,
person
yeah.
than
Yeah.
So you don't
like a
sm-
dirty ashtray.
So that took place of your cigarettes.
Yeah. Cigarettes are like, also, they were like, when I turned 35, if you're on birth control and smoking cigarettes, you have a higher risk of things going wrong. I was
my
like,
gosh.
That's
it's
enough.
probably a time to quit.
Yeah. It's enough reason to not do it. I couldn't see you.
Blood clots and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
out. I'm out. I couldn't see you with a vape.
No,
You know, like a vape guy.
I don't feel like a vape guy. I tried the Juul. What was it? A Juul when it first came out? No, Blue. One of the ones that when they used to look like cigarettes.
Yeah.
I tried that, but it was just weird. Like you just felt like you were holding like a dildo in your fingers. Like you were just like
Little
this
tiny one?
Oh,
This
some
is
of the
heavy.
things are like
Yeah.
huge.
They're
Yeah,
bigger
with a
than-
huge cloud of
they're
smoke.
bigger than a dildo. Some of them, I feel like.
And then there's like people that do tricks with those fucking things. You ever see that?
I do.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the
a
blowing the smoke
Yeah,
rings
it's a
and like all
California
this
thing.
stuff. Yeah. People get like sponsored by like these vape companies
Crazy.
for it. I'm
Why
like,
can't I do that?
They're like
What?
stepping through the
Stepping through
circles
the
like
smoke
wizards. You know?
hula
did see
hooping
that.
with the
Yes,
smoke.
yeah.
That's nuts. It definitely started in like Compton. 100%.
or like,
California.
or like Lindenhurst.
Nah, that's a California feel like no other.
Are you from around here?
I grew up on Long Island, but I was born in the city, adopted. So I have like a whole crazy but yeah, Long Island's been home forever. I went to Sageham.
Okay.
Oh, Sage.
I don't know. People say that, and I'm like, I don't know.
If you're from Long Island, you know Sageham. It's like
It's
the
just 'cause
biggest
it's so
school
big.
district.
Yeah, it's so big.
I'm not saying like, woo, Sageham. I'm just saying I went to Sageham.
Like you
and,
graduated with like
everyone knows.
1,200 people.
1,100. Yeah.
1,100
Just
people. Yeah, that's a
imagine
lot.
that.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Now, with the climbing, is there like women or men are better? Is there any sort of like...
I think there's different types of climbs that will suit different styles of climbing. So
Okay.
like there's people that are power climbers, like make like big moves and like that's their thing, or there's more like static climbing where you're like moving and like foot movements and like the way you move your hip or like a high foot and like stuff like that. And like otherwise it's called dynamic movement where you're
That sounds like more
throwing
like
yourself
dancing.
up.
I was just gonna say dancing.
Some people look like they're dancing on the wall, and I'm just like in awe of them. More power to them. I am not pretty, graceful, like none of that.
Just get it done.
Yeah, I'm like power.
You do that hula hoop thing though.
So I do that.
So that's graceful, isn't it?
Have you seen what I do? I don't look that graceful.
I don't know. You do
doing
flips on it and
it.
stuff. I can't do that.
It's because I have strength to do it.
Have you been
And
doing
it's
that for a
also
long...
lower to the ground. Like the fall there
Well,
is
yeah,
not
no, it
like
is low to the ground.
Have you been
as
doing that for a long time?
I think since like September of last year, and that's like been really great cross training
I was
for
gonna say.
climbing.
I
So
could
that's
see.
what it is. It's for like strength,
Yeah,
right?
It's also like flexibility and like movement and stuff and.
Yeah, you were hanging by your feet. What are you talking about? I saw you. You were hanging by your feet. I'm not that graceful. Hanging by your tippy toes. Upside down, by the way.
We're going to do
This
that
is
too
true.
soon.
That
I
is
want to be there
hilarious.
for that. Please let me know.
That would-
Are you gonna do it?
I mean, I would try that probably if it's only like 3 feet off
And
the
there's
ground.
like crash pads that you can
Oh, I
like put
love
on
it.
your
Yeah, I'll
feet.
go into a crash.
We have to like... we started doing this. What was the first thing we did? We
what
did
the
like
hell
this
was the
cold
first-
plunge thing, which
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
so
the cold
bad. But the hot yoga one was another one. And it was interesting. Like we were reaching out to people about these things that we want to do. And everybody thinks that we like want to make fun of them. And that's really not what it is. Like it's become more of a display of like how difficult it is and how like the people that do this stuff are doing a really hard thing versus us like making fun of them. And I had to try to convince Jess the same thing, I'm like, we're not going to come in here and make fun of you guys. Like what you do is it's talented and it takes a lot of hard work to get to that level.
And I think
we're
there's
gonna
no better
embarrass
way
ourselves.
to do that than doing it.
Right.
Like, and then
I mean, you can't just
like
look at it and laugh.
I make
about
fun
it.
of myself sometimes. I'm like, I look absolutely ridiculous up there. Like, what? Like, and I'll record myself. They're like, record yourself so you can like see what you're doing. And if you watch yourself on video and then like you see like the stupid mistake you made with your foot, or like you could have done something more like efficiently. But sometimes I'm like, this is painful to watch. Like 25 minutes of like struggle busting up a wall. Like it's not fun. I'm like, fast forward like 4 times and I'll put like a 10-second clip on the internet of
Right.
like, I also had like a temper tantrum in the middle of it, started crying. Like,
It's good that
whatever.
you put all that stuff up though.
The bloopers.
I mean, all of
You're
it.
not
Yeah.
like nervous about it.
And I also just think like everyone, Instagram and all of that, social media, glamorous, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's like, sometimes it's just really shitty. Sometimes you get out there and you're like not feeling it and like have a climb. You're like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing it for the day. And you traveled how many hours? I forgot my shoes one time, like an hour out of the way.
No
so
way.
like that was a wrap on climbing for the day. My partner was not happy about that. Like, cause like you're going with other people and they're like counting on you to remember your shit and to like do all the things so you can have a good time. And
Well,
then,
you're
like,
a team.
Exactly.
I went
So,
golfing with my family once and I forgot my golf clubs.
right.
So
like,
I got
Yeah,
really
but that's different.
Is that
You
different?
can
you
play with
borrow
other
golf?
people's golf clubs.
Yeah, but do you want to give
You're
me
like,
your golf
what's
clubs?
she gonna say? All right, you
don't
go,
want-
you go up a couple, then pass me your shoes, and I'll go
get
up a
that,
couple.
but still, you don't want to give me your driver. It's
no, especially if you're like terrible and you're gonna like fuck something up, and it's like
Right.
your baby, right?
and they're
Like,
breaking it. It's embarrassing.
I would let you borrow
It's
my
embarrassing when you get to the clubhouse and they're like, "All right, everybody, grab your clubs," and you're like,
It's embarrassing. The first tee of a golf.
"Oh, it's the worst."
That's-
Have you ever golfed?
you will not catch me on a golf
The
course.
worst.
Don't do it.
So you always start right next to the clubhouse where everybody is.
It was
Just
like
waiting.
staring at you
Yeah.
and like,
Yes.
talk about anxiety. I'd be like, I'm sweating now. Like, I can only imagine the
You
thought
almost
of
wanna
that is
pick it up and
making me
throw it.
like drip in sweat and
Yeah.
want to throw up.
I haven't played golf in like 10 years and I still have nightmares about that moment.
It's
Because
the
it's,
worst
like,
tee.
everybody's like, yeah, come on, it's going to be fun. And then like, as you're driving there, the panic starts setting in.
Yes.
And I start thinking about like, I wonder how many people are going to be there. Is it going to be 8? How many foursomes are they going to be just watching me miss this ball 3 times, you know? And then the last time I'll hit it and it's going to go 10 feet. Mm-hmm. That's difficult.
That is a difficult tee. I've
That's
gotten hit
my
off
worst
the tee,
nightmare
too.
right there. Like also like baseball, softball, all of those things like missing and everyone's just like watching
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and striking out.
Yeah.
Even like when Jess and I the other day we were did a pinata like Cinco de Mayo like a little thing and I'm like so embarrassed that I'm not gonna hit the pinata.
Right.
Like, and that'll have me thinking 4 years down the line, that memory will pop back into my head and I'll just be like, ugh.
That's a reoccurring
Yeah.
thing.
Now, how'd you come about finding this job and how does that kind of work?
So before I had my job now, I was planning a rock climbing festival for an organization. And then before that, for like almost 8 years, I worked at a private independent school in New York City doing like admissions and enrollment work. So a lot of behind the scenes computer stuff and like in an office and not outdoors at all. And then the rock climbing festival was like really cool, part-time, but like my foot into the outdoors. And then someone was like, oh, Adidas, Terex, and 510 is like hiring. I think you'd love this job and I think you'd be perfect for it. So I was like,
Nice.
apply. And it was like this whole whirlwind, like 2 weeks. And they're like, yeah, you got the job. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, now what? I knew nothing about shoes. I won't say I know nothing now because that is my life.
Right.
But I knew nothing about it. And it was just like, am I going to be able to learn this at like 37 years old? Like a whole new career, outdoor, like getting into something completely unknown from like what I'm used to. But now I do like 4 sports: trail running, hiking, mountain biking, and rock climbing that I do shoe demos for all throughout the Northeast. Do some festivals, like mountain biking festivals. So I'll go and do shoe demos. And like, what better way to know if you like a shoe before you buy it than if you're going to get on the wall and climb, go for a mountain bike ride, go for a trail run, or go for a hike. And so I get to interact with like really cool people all the time. I've gotten to go to like Sedona, Austin. I went to Lake Sonoma recently. I'm going to Portland next week. So
Nice.
just all these really cool things that like never thought I would ever be doing, and like now couldn't imagine my life without
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what goes on at the events? It's more like their actual like competitions, or it's just
So I'll do a lot of trail running like events. So
Okay.
like some of them is like an ultra where people are like basically running a 3.5 mile loop until they can't run
50-something
anymore,
miles
and
or
like the
something.
last person standing type deal.
Oh, wow.
out.
That could last
I
a
was
long
there
time.
all weekend.
I was going to say, that could last a
And
long time.
I had just started. I didn't know what I had no idea what a last man standing ultra thing was until like I showed
Jesus.
up. They're like, yeah, this event could go until like Monday. And I was like,
What? Holy
so I like wound up sleeping in the van that night, and like it was 39 degrees. It was not prepared
Oof.
at all, but like had shoes there. So like people would be like run a lap with their friend to like help them like
Morale.
Help like
help
that.
them
Distract
get
them.
along, get further along.
I was
in
thinking
the
about
race.
things to like try and get them to stop. Like you could start throwing stuff at them, and you could start like this event's got to end. This event.
There's some, I think the Sayville Running Club, they do one of those, but it's like in the backyard, like a backyard ultra. or
run
something
around
like
a
that.
square?
Yeah, and I think they do
Yeah.
one like or something similar like Blydenberg or like there's a few of them, and like
Yeah.
I knew nothing about like any of this, like, and also like mountain bike and like all of the lingo and the language. I was like,
Colt.
what are you saying?
Culty?
I was like,
Really
I have
culty.
no idea the words. Kind of, it's
Yeah.
like the bros, and they
Anything
have
like
their
that.
like, yeah.
Bikers are. A
I'm
little
like,
weird.
you're speaking
bikers
of
are
far.
weird.
Okay, well, there's like mountain biking, and then there's like street biking.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
I think what you're here, Long Island, it's street biking, and you're like, you're in my way.
That shit's not cool.
100%.
There's nothing
100%.
cool about that.
No, the gear. We've talked about this. The gear is awful.
Shoes with the
Yeah,
clacking.
clipping in.
Yeah. Out.
So there's
Can't
like
be good
Too
for your
much
back.
we
spandex.
make a really cool clip-in shoe, but it's for mountain biking and like 5'10". Their mountain biking shoes have been around for a long time, and they are just like tried and true. And like,
I understand like being on a mountain, like riding through a mountain and want to be clipped in, I guess. But like on an interstate or like a Montauk highway, like why are we
do
clipping?
you
It's
want to
like
be
a
clipped
power
in going
thing.
downhill? Do you really though? Because I
No,
see
not
myself
going
going like
downhill.
over the.
Yeah.
All right, so let me rephrase the
But
question.
isn't
I was
it-
trying to be nice. Why are we clipping into
But
bikes?
isn't it like a power thing? It's like a power thing, I think.
So
Like
you don't slip? Are we slipping a lot?
No, so like can't you like go faster or something?
So you're just like, and then your legs like can't keep up. Like that's like my fear, you know, like on the bikes in the gym, and
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then like
It's like a
your,
treadmill,
Your
like if you
foot
put it
is
on too
stuck in
fast.
everything, and
Yeah.
you're like, I
Yeah, I'm
can't
not
do
doing
it.
that. I'm not doing that either. Legs just tear off at the hips. I can't do any of
What
that.
about trail running?
What's trail running?
Like you're running on a trail, like
Oh,
not on a street.
I would probably like that better than running on a street.
And do you like hiking?
Do you run? You don't run? I was gonna say, what do you
But, like,
think?
I wanna
what do you
start.
think to yourself when you run?
Left, right, left, right.
No, you don't. There's no way that's what
We
you
just had-
do.
Do you want to bet? Sometimes when I'm hiking, if I have to like hike a long time to get to like the climb that I want
Yeah.
to go, I hate it. I have like so much gear on my back.
gotta
I'm miserable, sweating, and I'm like left, right. Like not even kidding
You got to trick yourself.
I love, yeah, that's kind of tricking yourself. That's throwing everything out of your brain and just going left, right, left. I should try that.
We just
Try
had a
it.
guy.
Try it when you're climbing too. Left, right, left, right.
Oh, you climbing?
I'm not climbing.
You're climbing.
We just had a guy in here, what was that, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, who ran the New York City Marathon, and he was saying that he just listened to Creed the whole entire time.
Yeah, the whole time with one ear.
Yeah.
Well, only in one side of his ear. That's crazy.
Like one
26.2
song?
miles.
he, didn't
or
have,
like
he didn't have to go to the bathroom though, which
An
is amazing.
album, like what was he? Was it like the
You know what?
He didn't
Spotify best
specify.
of?
Yeah,
like
we didn't
what?
specify that
didn't
because there's
specify.
not a lot of Creed songs.
People do that, though. People, to focus, will listen to the same song over and over again.
That's
Do you like pick out and then
bizarre.
you're like, oh, I never knew that was the lyric in that song after
Oh,
you've
all
heard
the
it for
time.
like the 47th time?
I was known for singing the wrong lyrics. I mean, I grew up
I
with
still
like,
sing the wrong lyrics.
yeah, that's true. I grew up with alternative rock, and you could barely understand what these guys
I'm
were
on
saying.
Spotify, like looking. I'm like, that's the words. I didn't even know.
And should we be trusting that? I don't think so.
Was it even
I
close?
feel like
wasn't
Spotify
even
is more
close.
legit than like like Google searching like
Yeah.
the lyrics to a
Yeah, but
song.
you ever see those like chants, those like soccer chants where it's like the Instagram clip and it could say like 7 different things, and every time they put those words up, that's what
That's
you
what you
hear.
hear. Yeah.
So what's right? What's right?
What your heart feels is right.
Make it up. Then make it
Whatever
up.
you feel you sing the best, just go with it
I
and
guess-
own it.
I guess that's the way to do it.
Whatever your heart is like, yeah. This is it.
I don't know. I never know what to think when I'm running. I'm really losing focus, especially at the gym.
It's like just
Well, running on a treadmill
It
is like
is
the
so-
absolute worst thing.
It is so boring.
And then it's like,
people don't do it.
like,
I hate it.
People don't really do that anymore.
No,
Like,
it is
every
pretty
time
empty.
I go to the gym and like walk on the treadmill, I don't see people running ever.
and
mean,
do
I
you
think
see,
it's
like, do you
more-
use the stair stepper?
That thing I feel like just hurts your whole body. I see old ladies and like,
And then there's
they're
like
just
the
this
power ones where
whole
they're like,
time.
hold it on, then, and they're like,
Yeah.
Flying.
I feel like if you hold on, you're cheating because if I just like put my finger right here during
but it
like
yells
a
at
treadmill
you.
walk.
If you're at the gym, it yells at you if you take your hands off the heart rate thing. It's like, beep, beep, beep.
Oh
beep.
yeah.
But
like,
you're right.
Are you dead?
I
It
do,
is cheating.
I do the incline thing. So
It's
like when
cheating.
I get to like
Yeah, you
12%, if I just put my 2 fingers here, I walk so much better.
Yeah, because you're taking like the body weight pressure
know.
off of your
It's
legs.
cheating. It's not right.
It feels good though.
It feels so much better.
feels so good to
it feels
cheat
I
like
can
that.
make-
Yeah.
sometimes
You're like,
I feel
okay,
I
we
can
got
fall
this.
off that thing.
Oh, and if you like my ADD kicks in sometimes and I'll like look to the side, you sidestep the wrong way,
Oh,
your,
yeah.
your ankle turns a little bit, it can all be a
100%.
wrap. And I'm like,
100%.
That's all these things though. Even the climb, you said it before. It's like you start thinking about things from 10 years ago that you said the wrong thing to somebody.
Yes.
It's so easy. Like I have such respect for people that could just do it and they just like their brains just clear
Dial
out.
in.
well, you hear
You know?
people with power screaming, and then you're like,
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
While they're climbing?
while they're climbing, like that's their motivation to like get to the next move, or like if it's like they're done, they're tired, they're like pumped out, and they're like
Hyping themselves up.
power screams and like all this stuff.
I can't have a beer with that guy. I can't have a
I
beer
actually
with
like my trainer the other day. He was like, I'll start doing the exercise, and then it'll be like telling me all the things I have to remember. And I go, could you just shut the fuck up, please?
Yeah. You're like, how I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing and not dying
like,
while I'm doing it.
Like, we've been doing this for a long time together. Like, I overthink everything. I'm like, we just shut up.
Yeah.
You know? Just keep your knees in.
Just count.
Keep your chest up.
I just want positive encouragement for like doing something hard. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
just great job. Just don't be like, move your foot here or like do this.
yeah.
And that's what they call beta spraying.
Beta spraying.
I like that.
So
I like that term.
I'm just gonna say like a lot of men tend to do that to like females climbing. Like, just do this. Move your foot here. Move that. Just grab up here. Or like.
You'd be so much better if you did this.
But someone's like, the best is like, I don't know what to do. It's like, just go up. You're like, really?
Oh, sweet.
You don't say.
I could see people getting like really frustrated with other people. That doesn't help.
Yeah. So sometimes people will get pissy. Be like, I didn't ask. I didn't ask for beta. I didn't ask for you to tell me. But like, if I need your help, I'll ask you. Or sometimes I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
So do you always need somebody there to do your climbing?
If
Right?
I'm on a rope climb, yeah.
So they have to want to do that.
Yeah. But I have a lot of sick friends that want
I
to
don't
do
know if
that.
I trust
so.
anybody. I don't know if I trust anybody to.
That's another thing, trust. Because
Right.
like you can go to the gym and you could find someone who's just like at the gym and they also want a partner to climb with. But like, do I trust that person?
Right.
How long has that person been climbing? Like, have I seen them belay before and like know that they're safe in what they're doing? I've seen some like people that I would not trust.
Need a vetting process.
You know who I would not trust? The guy that usually sits in the seat.
No.
Imagine him.
Not a chance.
Like,
he's losing focus.
Like,
Even if you
TikTok.
took a class, you still wouldn't trust him and like had to get tested
would
multiple times.
No, he would have to be like, he would have to invite you to where he thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. And then I'd still have to think about it.
He'd have to be doing it for 4 years. It's the
Yes,
greatest thing in the world.
yes.
And then like maybe you'd go.
Yeah, like
And
he's
you
trying
gotta-
to sell it onto
You
him.
got to make sure you take his phone away at the door. You know?
Drop it in this
Right.
bucket.
Right.
That's funny.
Same thing with Vin too. He's gonna be like, I know how to do this.
yeah,
He's gonna walk right in and
Yeah.
just be like,
I
got
did
it.
this before.
So they're the ones I need to humble like really fast.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Okay.
Or just let them fall. Either one.
Yeah, we'd be all right if they missed a few more shows.
So I'm just gonna put them on hard climbs.
We were thinking about
got
changing the
this.
show to Who Are These Two Cool Dudes?
If you could help us get to that quicker, maybe. Don't hook them in.
All
We'd
right,
be all right
take
with
them
that.
to a hard climb. Got it. Sprained ankles.
I don't even know who the hell's coming with us. I think Jesse invited some musicians or something like that.
Musicians don't seem like the
I
right
think
people.
Phil. Yeah, no. That's exactly what I said.
I mean, I just like okay. So I shouldn't admit
You
this
don't have to
and
be
like
nice. You've seen musicians.
it's not even musicians. It's just men in general. I'm gonna say this.
Ooh.
It is one of the most like satisfying things, like when I am climbing and I can climb something that like
Yes.
one of the guys is struggling
Yeah.
with. It like the immense amount of joy that I get. Like I shouldn't be that happy, but I'm just like,
I think you should be. I think you should be.
too.
I definitely
It's
think you should
impressive,
be.
and it's you've been doing it for a long time, so it's like you put the work in. Nobody should be able to, blow by you because you've been doing it.
No, like pickleball, how I took that over in 2 hours.
That was different.
I have an extra pickleball paddle in my storage unit. I'll bring it to
Have you
you
played?
next time. No.
No, right?
No.
Why the fuck are you laughing? She's laughing at
Well,
us.
you're the one that bought
like-
fucking lessons.
Let me just ask, like, why pickleball? Why is pickleball a thing now? Like,
It's
I
fun.
just don't.
They were
It's
saying because of
approachable, and I
COVID.
think a lot of people can do it.
More approachable than tennis?
Yes. Tennis, there's too much ground to cover. This is much
very
It's
smaller.
smaller?
Yes.
Yeah, way
Like
smaller.
how much smaller?
I would say
This square is almost your
But like
size.
table tennis is also like anxiety inducing for me. Is it table tennis size?
You're
It's
standing on the
easier.
table tennis on that thing.
but it's easier than that too.
Yeah,
It's easier than ping pong.
yeah, but not
The
as.
ball is very forgiving because it's like big. It's almost like a wiffle ball.
It's exactly.
Oh, okay. So I have better odds of hitting
It's
it.
exactly like a wiffle ball,
It's
and you
easy.
can't hit it hard. Like you have to like.
You
kinda-
have to. I'm like not delicate though. Like I'm not
Yeah.
good at being
That was the hardest part.
delicate.
Yeah.
Was to not
And there's
whale that thing.
And there's areas you can't go, which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, there's a kitchen that you can't walk into. It's like
Somebody's gonna dink it and get in the kitchen, and you're in trouble.
there's a couple rules.
All new terminology too. Like you had to learn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it
it's
has
the
to
same
bounce.
thing.
Like the serve has to bounce just like ping pong, but the one coming back has to bounce too. You can't just attack that shit.
Right.
Oh, it's
you
like
need-
1 and 1,
Yeah,
and,
they
then,
want-
and then it actually
The whole
starts.
point is that they want you to volley. They don't want you to like ace.
No,
They want you to be
none
like,
of that.
hey.
But it's
We're having,
doubles.
like a good old grand time.
Yes.
Like, we're,
And it's
we're doing the
doubles
thing.
too. So like it's even less of a space. You're only
Yes.
dealing with
So like,
half the
how
court.
is there a lot of movement then, or you a lot of standing
So
around?
I'll be honest with you, I was sore.
Yeah,
I was sore
My knees
afterwards.
were killing me. The
I
next day.
played 4 games and I was
That's
sore.
another thing. That's why I don't like running like on the street because it hurts my knees.
Yeah, it's
Trail running is more like an adventure. I'm like, oh, I gotta jump over this branch, gotta do
Yes.
this. Like,
but that doesn't hurt your
what I like.
knees. That seems like it would hurt your knees too.
It's just more fun.
Right. Rewarding.
Yeah, like it's just like a,
I've never done that, but that sounds like a cool challenge.
and you can go as fast or
Trail
slow as you
running?
want.
I like that.
We could do it.
There's like a Long Island trail running group too. So like,
I don't want to join anything.
you can just join them for one Saturday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, like
I just signed up for 10.
I'll be in the back with you, and we'll
She's
be like,
she's that partner where I'm like,
we'll be,
slow down,
we'll
man.
be-
Slow down. I don't
we'll
want
be
to.
speed walking. We're not like.
Pump the brakes. I just signed up for 10 pickleball lessons.
That's a commitment. This is like also climbing is like the longest commitment to like anything other than like being a mom and like a parent. Like,
You didn't play any sports? You didn't play sports?
I like did gymnastics a little bit, but
well, that's
also like
super
my
hard.
parents were like too busy to like get me to things.
Right.
Got it.
So like if I wanted to do things, like I had to figure out getting there and like doing all the things, and I also was just like
Plus, you were too busy smoking cigarettes. You
That's
know,
true.
back in the
You're
day.
trying to be in
I was like
gymnastics
a
and
really
smoking
good
cigarettes.
kid, and then like I was a dirtbag, and then now I'm like an adult, like
Half a dirtbag.
responsible dirtbag.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
I like that.
I think that's
That's what I tell myself.
That's like what you need to aspire to be, because you don't want to be stuffy. You know,
No.
like you don't want to be.
Like I tell, like everyone thinks they're like, "You're a mom." I'm like, "Yeah, my daughter's 15." They're like, "No fucking way." I'm like, "Way." They're like, "Your daughter must think you're the coolest person." I'm like, "No, my daughter thinks I'm
she
like
hates you.
completely cringe and like."
Yep.
The only time I can get her to go rock climbing with me is on Mother's Day, and like that's it.
We talk
You
about
want to
that.
go risk your life?
We talk about that all the time, and,
And
you're
then she's like, climb the hardest thing. Like she doesn't want me, I don't think, to like
Challenging you?
succeed. She's like, I want you to like struggle.
I'll hold the rope, Mom. I'll hold the rope.
use the
One
Walmart
I would not
carabiner this
trust
time.
right now.
Let's see how
That's
it goes.
not one I would trust. She'd be like, I'm not letting you down unless you buy me like X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with the people you
She's
think
got
you
one
can
of-
trust.
She's got one of those big scissors like she's cutting a ribbon at a store opening. Mom.
Turns into a Looney Tunes
Yeah,
cartoon.
she doesn't care. I'm like, oh, you want to see what I did? She's like, no, I don't care. I'm like, thanks. Cool.
It's funny
Love
though,
you too.
because like you're around the same age that we are, and we talk about that all the time. It's like when you were a kid, you thought that like people who were our age were like such adults; they had it all together. And I'm like,
So
I feel
I'm
the
like,
same way I did when I was
just want
17
to call my
years
mom.
old.
I'm still a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, we say stupid shit every week on this thing, and we're like, should we be talking like this? Like we're supposed to be adults.
and then you gotta
but
like
I don't feel like one. Like I thought there
No.
was like some like thing was gonna happen. And I was just like, it was all gonna like click and come together, and I'd be like a put together adult.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that, and I'm almost 40. Like, just also now, I'm trying to stay young, so it's like the Benjamin Button, like trying to age backwards. I don't want to get old. I don't want to be
Right.
stuffy. I don't want to do those things. I don't
Yeah.
want to necessarily seem all put together.
yeah,
It's more
true.
fun this way.
It is.
I like that. That was good. That was a good clip right there.
Like I see moms at like schools, and like I don't feel like I'm like that old,
no,
but I'm old.
I go to my kid goes to school with some of the
Don't some of the moms look like old, like moms
my
like,
age, and I'm like,
like I'm trying to
they
explain it.
they didn't age well.
Right, but it's like moms that when you were a kid, like you saw those moms, and you're like, that's a mom.
Yeah.
but it's more that they didn't age more than they didn't age well. It's also like just the things that they do. They're old people things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like shopping at the
There's a
supermarket.
mom that I went to high school with, comes in with her 2 kids to the climbing gym. She doesn't climb. She sits on the couch the whole time. And
Right.
I'm like up there climbing the walls and like doing
cool.
the thing.
That is cool.
That's cool.
It's way better.
And I kind of like it.
Definitely.
Just like being active or like just sitting.
Yeah, and I'm not even really that active. I'm
But you're trying new things.
trying
That's the
new
whole
things.
Thing.
That's
You'll-
the fun part. Is trying new
right? Like
things.
finding, you may not be good at it, but like you still did it.
I don't think I'll change the trajectory of my life with any of
Maybe.
these things, but maybe
A little
I'm
bit.
a pickleball star. I have no idea.
Do you guys, you're both taking 10 Pickleball.
No, that's this guy.
I'm
I
kidding.
don't have any money to sign up for any lessons. They'd have to give them to me for free.
That's the thing. All these people, they're like, "Oh yeah, come do it." The hot yoga thing. Well, come do it for free. Now I have a $350 a month membership.
You have a yoga bill and a pickleball bill.
Yeah, I
I'm
go
like
once
a
a week.
class pass kind of girl. Like I have commitment issues, so like class pass, I
Yeah.
can do a little bit of everything.
That's smart.
And no real
That
commitment.
is smart.
Is climbing expensive?
It can be going outside, outdoor climbing, depending on what type of climbing you're getting into. But like there's traditional climbing, which is like gear, where I'm actually like placing pieces of gear into the wall, which still absolutely terrifies me. Talk about like fear, new fear unlocked.
Seriously.
Like that was a new fear unlocked where it's like I am putting my own gear that's going to potentially hold me if I do fall. And
what is
some
that
people,
like?
it's scary. And there's one of our athletes, Molly Mitchell, was doing that. Her gear fell. She had a fall. She had an injury. There's like a film that she released called Dropping Molly.
Is her name Molly?
My name is Molly.
Great
Molly
fucking
Mitchell.
name.
And
Dropping Molly.
great
What a
film.
name.
And then her comeback to doing that and to going back into that type of climbing after this accident.
Right.
I'll send you the links so you can watch it. and
That's what
see
I liked about the
you're gonna
Simona
have like a heart
Biles
attack.
documentary. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was all mental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It was
that's
all
it.
mental.
That's a lot
Like
of climbing.
people think she was like quitting because of political views or whatever
the
it
yips.
was. She couldn't do it anymore.
It's like Chuck Knoblock. Remember
What
that
did Chuck
happened?
Knoblock
He couldn't make the throw.
It's a baseball player. What did he do? He couldn't throw it to
Now I
first?
sound old.
Could he not throw it to
Sound-
first base?
Yeah, remember that?
Not really.
He was a second baseman. He had to make the throw 15 feet, and he
Right.
could not do
Couldn't
it
do it.
anymore.
That's crazy.
Same thing.
Wasn't
That is
there
the
like
same thing.
that's something like that in a movie too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Just
Wait, so you say
completely
gear,
fat.
that means you're like putting like a hook into the wall.
It's called there's cams and nuts. And a cam, I'll show you, send you pictures, but it's gear and like you like compress it, stick it into the wall, let it go, and it exposes. Then you clip your rope into that.
No hammers or anything.
No hammers,
drill.
nothing,
Ow.
no drill. Well, so then there's sport climbing where if you do sport climb outside, people are drilling holes and
Into the rock.
bolting, putting bolts and like things that you can clip your gear into in the rock.
Yeah, that seems against nature.
So there's, oh, here we go. You're going to be
That's
one of
probably
those.
a thing.
It is. It's a huge debate. Of
Is it a
like,
huge
should
debate?
you leave rock like as it is, or like do you do it? And
Put my hook in this rock.
I see both sides. I'm a Libra. I'm like, I don't want to tip the scales.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Exactly. I'm going to be like, I see the sides to everything, but also like I enjoy sport climbing and it makes climbing more accessible to more
You'll climb
people
if the
that
hooks
way.
are already there, but you're not going to put your own hooks in.
So
the,
I'm
in the
I'm
rocks.
trying and I'm like a baby. Like, give me the easiest climb that I could do, and I have to place my own gear where I know that like I can just climb the climb regardless if I have gear in or not. Where I'm like stronger than that climb, like where
Right.
it's below my like what my max capability is.
So it's more safety than
So
anything.
like, yeah, I'm definitely mitigating the risk for like, even if I don't feel safe with the gear that I'm placing in the wall, I know that I can get to the top of this climb without falling off of it. No problem.
So if people are putting gear all over the place, like I'm talking like on like real mountains, right? People are putting their
Like-
gear. Is there like a amazing professional rock climber that like people go follow his trails?
There's a lot
that a
of
thing?
them,
Did
and
I-
there's
did I
like
just-
route setters, like people setting routes, and
Oh,
like,
yeah,
people
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to get like first ascents, and like people who will get the first ascent after like that person who set the climb sets it, and like people are setting new routes like every single day. There's this app called Mountain Project you download, and like it constantly gets updated, and like by state, there's like certain states have like 50,000 climbs.
wow.
And then there's
That is
ice
cool.
climbing. There's aid climbing. I tried ice climbing for the first time too. That's a whole totally different experience.
You could slip.
Well, you you can slip. That's your.
You could slip. I mean, it's super
you have
slippery.
these,
Ice is super slippery.
They're called crampons, but like you're essentially like you can kick it into the wall and like
That's not good.
yeah, I can't see you ever doing
That's
that.
not good.
Wait, now
vibes.
explain the gear. So like, what is it? So how far apart do you put those things? Depends.
Depends, and like also you only have a certain amount of gear, so you have to be mindful of how much gear you're placing in the wall because you have to be able to get to the top of that climb.
Wow.
And what if you need a certain piece
Right.
at the that you used at the bottom at the top?
So the purpose of the gear is to you
It's
can't
safety. It's
fall
protection.
below. You
It's
can't
called-
fall past that last point you left it.
Theoretically,
Right.
as long as it doesn't pull out of the wall because you had a shitty placement, shitty gear placement. And then you take a big whip. There's on Instagram, if you look up Whipper Media, that sounds like your absolute personal hell, but I think you should check it out. It's all these people taking like big falls climbing. Inside, outside.
I would be putting
of
that
it.
fucking gear every 6 inches.
Yeah.
But
You
then
know?
you'd have no gear to get to the top.
Well, I'd take
and
the
then
one
you'd be-
behind it.
Made a 7 foot.
See,
I
and
made a
that's what
7
some
foot
people
climb.
do. They'll place something, they'll climb up and be like, oh, I can still reach that other one, and then move it up higher. And so you're setting protection.
I like
for
the idea
yourself.
of finding somebody's trail that you like. I think that's pretty cool.
Like the route that they set.
Yeah, the
so
route
then
that
there's
they
also,
set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then there's bolts all in, and you clip into those bolts and climb up. And
Then you
there's-
got to think about how long those bolts been in there. Are they still gonna hold? That's been 20 years.
Was it from the spring?
Yeah.
So it depends on how
Fall.
popular a route is too. And so like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
some routes that are like just not popular. So like another thing to take caution and be mindful of while you're climbing that like if a climb hasn't been climbed in a while, it could be a lot of like it could be dirty. There could be like fallen rock on it. A rock could fall or could come loose and like all of these things. Rock does cut rope and
Is that
like
your yogurt
That's my
fucking thing?
that's my
Jesus
yogurt. Go on,
Christ,
sorry.
every show. Every show.
my friend has one for her birth control, 12 o'clock
What?
every day.
How do you forget to take that?
I mean, life.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if you're trying to prevent something like $15 million out of your pocket.
So I'm yelling at her every day. 12 o'clock, I'm with her. I'm like, are you kidding me again? I'm like, did you take it? She's like, I took it already.
I have an alarm for everything. Like 6 o'clock, I have to eat dinner. 8 o'clock, no more liquids. And
But the whole thing
I'll be
is,
at like the
it's like,
Kava place.
it's just so easy to turn it off.
yeah,
I'll
not when
be-
you're doing
I know.
a radio show.
It's
though.
just a reminder though. But I'll be at the Kava place like with like 2 drinks in front of me, and they'll be like,
No
"Oh, you
more
no more
liquids.
drinks."
No more
You know,
pound them
and
down.
everybody knows my alarms now too. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
depending on what time it is, they're like, oh, it's this
It's
time
embarrassing.
again.
Yeah.
I thought it used to be his yogurt, but now it's your oats. All right.
Well, I think 2 o'clock is oats and 4 o'clock's yogurts. So
You got it right there.
Needs a list.
I don't know.
Guy needs a list.
But all that being said, though, it must be amazing when you get to the top. That feeling must be amazing.
It is. And sometimes I'm so scared that I don't even want to look out. Like, I've been that scared too, where I'm just like, yeah, I did the thing. All right, you can just put me down now. Like, I'm done. But also, there's some times where I can, like, fully stand and feel comfortable and, like, come off and just, like, take it all in and, like, actually enjoy it. Like, outdoors, it's unlike anything.
I can imagine.
And, like,
Yeah.
I've seen bald eagles. I've seen, like, all of these cool
That's cool.
things. And it's just, like, you don't get that unless you get to the top.
Yeah, it's a
And
reward.
certain things you can't just hike up to the top. You have to climb. That's the only way. So like seeing these places that certain people will never get to experience, and
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's worth it.
Do you have something that like you have in mind, like not right away, but maybe in like 6 months that you like wanna like one
I have
thing
like
that you really
places I
want
want to go. No necessarily like certain climb. Like I'm like, I need to do like this one route.
Got it.
Right.
Like I have my favorite climbing places that like I've gone to a few times, which is like one's in Mexico, El Potrero Chico, and then the other one's Red River Gorge in like Kentucky. And Kentucky is like absolute favorite. It's like steep, it's like overhung climbing. It's like also safe to take falls, which is why I like falling. Like I'm
What does that
not
mean?
afraid.
What do you mean?
Safe fall. So like
What's a safe
if
fall?
I fall off the wall,
Right.
I'm not gonna hit into anything because it's like more open. And if you're coming and climbing an overhang climb and I fall off here, I'm just swinging into nothing.
Got it.
But I'm not gonna like.
And that
I'm
happens.
less and I'm less likely like hit a rock
Out, I'm out.
or a tree.
You're
or,
out. Yeah, because it sounds like you're climbing all with your arms at that point. If you're
It's not. It's feet too. And that's what a lot of people forget is like
Yeah.
standing up. Like a lot of people are like, I can't move, and I'm like, your knees bent. You could just like straighten your leg, and you're like 6 inches taller.
Right.
And you can reach that next hold.
I
And
can
then you could
see-
do 2 more moves.
I could see that being the difference between men and women. Like men want to just like use all upper body,
They just want to power through it.
and women probably are a little bit more like full body than
It's
anything.
thoughtful. I think like we're thinking out the whole thing more so of like and aware of like all of our body parts that we have.
Right.
And the guy's like, oh, my arms
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
You're saying men are closed-minded. I get it. We are.
Sometimes, yeah.
I love women though.
We know you do.
That's why I'm rooting. I'm rooting to be embarrassed by this.
I don't know if you'll be embarrassed. You might be able to do it.
I don't think so.
It's gonna be hard.
I don't think so.
I'll video it.
Just like stay hydrated, like drink a lot of water. maybe set like extra alarms for
Yeah,
water
what if
drinking.
you're in the middle of it and you're too tired? She say set extra alarms.
I don't have
You
any.
old man.
I
That's
have
the
one
oldest-
alarm to tell me to stop drinking.
That's the
7,
oldest thing you do.
so I don't have to get up 10 times. I'm 42 years old. I have to pee all night, and I still drink
It's
past that.
the worst. Waking up in the middle of the night to have to pee. It just started happening, and
We
I'm
just
like,
talked about feeling young. You guys are talking about the oldest thing possible is having to pee in the
It's,
middle of the night.
it's also more embarrassing when your wife walks in and you're sitting down and going to the bathroom to pee.
too tired to stand.
Oh,
I had like an embarrassing, like I had to pee and I couldn't hold it story.
oh yeah.
While you were climbing?
Work related
Oh.
too. So like climbing, but not really indirectly work. I was with like my boss. I was driving him back to the airport. It was like the first weekend I had like met him. We're driving to the city and I'm like, I think I can make it. Like, it's fine. I can make it. All of a sudden I'm like sitting in traffic. I'm like, I can't hold this anymore. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I like literally pulled over on the side of like the busy ass road.
Wow.
Open the door, like the side door, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. This is like not what I intended.
Look, I can't explain it.
Pulled my pants down and just like went because I couldn't wait. I was like, unless you want me to pee in the seat, like he's like, that's not what I expected you to be doing, but more power to you.
Wow.
And like that's something I wake up in the
That's
middle of the night over.
Wow.
That's so funny.
And I like brought it
did
up
not
and like
fire
told
you.
him like months later about it. He goes, I completely forgot that happened.
Oh bullshit. He did not forget that happened.
He told everybody
He
at the
told
company picnic.
everybody he knows.
They're like, oh, that's the girl who peed on the side of Southern State Parkway on the
100%.
way to JFK.
Never met her before. She had to pee.
Yeah, he didn't.
I was like, that's my fear. But then I was like, am I gonna have a job after this? Is this like a two? But it was fine. He's like, I don't even.
Hold on.
You're fine.
Wait a second. How much further did you have to go to get to the airport after
Yeah,
that?
what was the talk afterwards?
Yeah.
No, it was fine. I don't
Like you
even know.
feel all right?
About
Like,
I
the
think
Mets?
I
About the Mets?
apologized. Like I was like, I couldn't wait, and I didn't want to pee in the van. So it was a work van, so like I didn't want to pee in it. So.
Wow. That's crazy.
you want to go get dinner?
Talk about embarrassing myself now, just airing it all out there.
That's great. I mean, believe me, we've told shit stories, so it's terrible. We're awful too. But never around my boss. Never.
Oh, I've done terrible things.
That's
Like
crazy.
accidentally sent texts to like
Oh, that's super dangerous.
about a boss
To the boss.
Nice.
That was meant for my like yeah.
Nice.
Can't get out of those either.
No, I was an apology and like Starbucks and
Oh.
I was frustrated owning it. What else are you gonna do?
You
You
can't,
have
you
to own
can't
it.
do
gotta own
anything
it.
about it.
I'm like, oh, I didn't actually mean to send that. No, I definitely
Yeah.
meant to send
No,
that.
that was.
I was
supposed to be for
frustrated.
this person.
You've never seen anything like crazy at your job? Like selling
mean?
beer? Like being part of the beer industry? People do crazy shit all the time.
What do you
But I
mean
guess you're in
selling
the
beer?
warehouse. I guess you're in the
Yeah,
warehouse.
I'm in the dumps.
We used to, like, I saw one time we went to Amsterdam with Heineken. And
See, I never
we
went to
got-
Amsterdam.
We got off the plane, and one of the guys, it was like his first week there, got so drunk on the plane there.
Yeah, I love
He
seeing
got
shit
off
like
the
that.
plane and punched his boss in the face. And they didn't even leave. He never got to leave the airport.
Really?
Got fired in the airport and was like, go back to America.
Oh,
Get a new
Shut
job.
up.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Wow.
So you're
talk
safe.
about
You're
like
good.
pent up. Like
Yeah, that's like.
how long? I wonder. Did he think about doing that before he just kind of like? Just,
Well, he was wasted. He was absolutely wasted.
but what do they say? Like a drunk
true.
person's
Yep.
like
Telling,
What is it,
telling
actions or
honestly.
what-
Yeah.
that's really just what he's wanted
Yeah,
to
I
do
never
for a
really
long
been
time.
to like a holiday party with somebody. Well, that's a lie.
I'm like,
used to
I'm
work-
sure you've been
I
to a
used to
holiday
work in
party.
like the TV industry, and yeah, those parties at the end of the season, people would just get wild.
yeah.
But it was kind of you felt
Accepted.
bad for that person.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were just like somebody should slow that person down a little bit. I had
but
a girl
also,
who's.
it's better than it's being you. So like, as long as there's
Oh,
one
yeah,
person worse
100%.
than you, you're fine.
I'll watch anything explode in front of my face. But we had this girl who was allergic to wheat. What is that? Gluten, right?
Yeah.
So she couldn't have beer. But for some reason, at the end of every rap party, she would like steal people's beers and be like, I just need a sip. And she would go around. And by the end of the night, she had a stomachache and she was throwing up all over the place. And we're like, what are you doing to yourself? It was so weird. She would just randomly go up to people.
I need this.
I need a sip of beer. And it's like, what?
There's no other alcohol like that was.
You were drinking vodka. You were
gluten-free?
okay. Like everything was fine.
That's
No, just trying to make a mess out of myself.
All right, well, we'll make messes out of ourselves on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do it.
I'm gonna get you on the kid wall.
I feel like you're gonna, and it's gonna annoy the shit out of me because it's really.
I'm known to be a little annoying.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it's a different me. It's not real.
I just want you to touch the wall. Like, I'll tie.
I'll touch the wall.
I just want. I'm gonna tie you in, and like you'll be ready to go
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
like.
be able to go. That's the problem. My legs won't work. It won't work.
It's fine, but
It's not, because then I'll have a piece of tape where I go like 3.5 feet off the ground, and it's
we should do that.
embarrassing.
We should do that.
we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it.
We need that video.
All right.
This guy's a king pigeon. This guy
I
completely
am
like
a king pigeon.
concocted himself into some weird bird.
I don't know
in
what
hot
happened.
yoga.
Hot yoga.
Yeah, I did.
Was
I
it
did
like
great at
slow hot yoga or like fast hot yoga? I don't want to sit with my thoughts.
It was.
Like
there was no
that's-
time to think.
Okay,
There was
that's
no time to
that's
think.
what I like.
It wasn't a
little-
true test of it because we had cameras and we were like making fun of each other.
And there was a lot of us. There was like 8.
they were annoyed that we were like, not really annoyed. But
Oh, like that's another thing. I
Yeah.
get sidetracked. I like to chat. I do
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
things, and like that's another thing why I like climbing, because a lot of it's like chatting and
Casual.
socializing, and it's like community aspect of it, of like hanging out with friends, because the whole climb doesn't take that long, and then like
Right.
you're belaying, you're still talking to your
Yeah.
friends and like hanging out. So I think I'm a yapper.
I'm a yapper. I'm a yapper.
all right.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You'll do it. You'll be fine, and I'll cheer you on regardless.
Where is this? How far away is this?
It's what,
Can't
like
make it.
Melville.
15, Melville. 15, 20
make it.
minutes? I'll pick you up.
That Westbury, that is such a cool.
It is a really cool location. I don't go out there as much as I'd like, just because it's too far.
Yeah, no, I get it. But like, what a smart, just like visual, because it almost seems like you're not even on Long Island in that picture.
Yeah, because when I'm climbing, also there's like pigeon. It's all glass in the ceiling, so like there's birds like when you're climbing up the wall there.
Like real birds, or
Yeah, there's like pigeons and stuff.
Jesus.
Do you not? Oh wait, is that another fear?
No, I just
Is that another fear unlocked?
don't like
guy's
the whole
terrified of
idea.
pigeons.
I'm not feeling well. I think I'm not gonna make it this Thursday.
Do you have to go to urgent care now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm feeling tingles in my fingers. I can't feel my fingers.
Don't be a baby. Well, thank you for coming and thank you for having us.
Of course, I'm
pleasure to meet you.
excited, and we'll have a good time, regardless, even if you don't do
Always.
it.
You might. You might.
And then next time I'll have to take you outdoors.
Outdoor climbing?
Yeah.
Oh my God.